Hi everyone, my name is Zhengjie Qu from Master of Applied Linguistics. Today my topic is the correlation between language motivation and metacognitive learning strategies. This is my outline. First, I will give you a brief introduction about the importance of studying the correlation between language motivation and metacognitive strategies. Then I will discuss the definition of these two concepts. Third, I will discuss some related research findings and give my own opinion. The desire to learn is often related to the concept of motivation. Motivation is the most used concept for explaining the failure or success of a language learner. Motivation generally plays a positive role in language learning, but research on the role of motivation in strategy use is very rare. Therefore, it is necessary to explore whether there is a connection between the higher motivation of language learners and the higher use of language learning strategies. So, what is motivation? A well-known dichotomy of motivation in general education as intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation is widely accepted in language learning. Extrinsic motivation refers to behaviors an individual performs to receive some intrinsic rewards, such as learning English in order to get a better job, while intrinsic motivation refers to behaviors whose rewards are internal, such as the joy of learning English. Another dichotomy which is also commonly used to determine reason of learning a language is instrumental and integrative motivation. Instrumental motivation is the reasons of learning a foreign language that reflect more utilitarian value of linguistic achievement. This type of motivation is equal to extrinsic motivation, which is related to rewards are external to language learning, different from instrumental motivation of which rewards are external to the activity. Integrative motivation refers to internal reason to language learning. This type of motivation refers to individuals' willingness and interest in having social interaction with members of the L2 group. Next, let's talk about what is the metacognition and metacognitive strategies. According to Amdi, Katabi, and Rabi, from the perspective of psychology, metacognition is the knowledge of the psychological process that learners benefit from in learning, and it is also a kind of supervised thinking that actively controls the cognitive process. In other words, metacognitive strategies can be regarded as thinking about thinking. Graham and Macro believe that learners with metacognition have the ability to find or figure out strategies that suit them, which means they may gain deeper learning. For example, some students find it difficult to recite English articles, so they may help them remember by making cards with keywords, memorizing the cognitive process of learners, and the process of comparing and evaluating the effectiveness of these processes and adopting the most appropriate methods is the metacognitive strategy. So what are the relevant studies on this issue? In 2013, Chang and Liu conducted a study investigates the correlation between motivation and the language learning strategies and found out that there were differences among EFL Taiwan students with different levels of learning motivation in terms of their strategy use. In their study, metacognitive strategies were found to have the highest correlation with motivation. The most often used strategy the students by the highly motivated students were metacognitive strategies. However, this study is not in line with the findings in a study by Kamhim. His study, which involved two groups of students in Thailand and Vietnam, indicates that overall the highly motivated and the lowly motivated students are not different in the use of learning strategy categories, even though the study shows that the highly motivated students reported higher use of metacognitive category than the lowly motivated students. In my opinion, these two studies have provided empirical evidence that the correlation between motivation and the choice of learning strategies, especially metacognitive strategies, do exist in EFL setting. However, the studies did not group the language learner based on their motivational types, which seemed to be the main point of classifying language learners based on their reasons of learning another language. Okay, that's all of my presentation. Thank you for watching.